Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Linda Daniels. This is Lunch with Linda, and you are now inside Northampton Walls. I was away last week enjoying Christmas and New Year's out in California, and we had a real adventure getting out there. We left on Christmas Eve, the day that American Airlines had their big crash in the morning. So our flight out was pretty miserable. We were supposed to land in Burbank at 11:45 in the afternoon, just pre-afternoon. And instead, we landed at LAX at almost 8 o'clock at night. I will spare you the details. But we also got there without our luggage. And that's why I'm telling you this story, because that night, Christmas Eve night, we went to bed thinking that our luggage was somewhere out there, God knows where. And in the luggage were not only our clothes, but all of the Christmas presents for the family that we were visiting, my grandchildren especially. And I went to bed feeling bad, but also feeling like it's just stuff. Nothing in there was irreplaceable. However, I did pack a carry-on, and in that carry-on was all the knitting that I wanted to do. So all my knitting was safe and sound with me, and so I knew that I would be okay. This is one of the things that was in my carry-on that I managed to finish while I was out there. This is my second cloud sweater. It's by Petite Knits, and I have been really trying to knit from my stash lately, and this is one of the things that I found in there that was enough to make a sweater out of. A lot of my stash is bits and pieces. It's a skein or two. So when I come across enough, when I take a deep dive and try to reorganize, when I come across enough to make a sweater or something else, I grab it right away. This is an alpaca blend from the Alpaca Company. That does a little self-stripe, and it's a little bit on the bulky weight side, but it's nice and cozy for this kind of weather today. It feels like we finally hit winter time, especially around here. No snow yet, but it sure is getting cold. So break out those willies. You're going to want them. But I got a kick out of the fact that I actually didn't pack any of my knitting in our regular suitcases, but kept it all in a carry-on and kept that carry-on with me. So make sure you do the same. Bring enough and carry it on. Then you won't have to worry at all. The other thing that I finished that I wanted to show you was the agave. This is a class that I did here in November, and I know a couple of the students have finished it, and I was able to finish mine. I didn't finish blocking it or even weaving in the ends because we landed home on New Year's Day and didn't get home till about 8 o'clock at night. And then I came right to work for the weekend. So unpacking and cleaning at home has been tough. Which brings me to, we are going to be closed on Sundays from now on. We were open on Sundays for a bit before the holiday, but from now on, we will go back to being closed. I just need the time to get situated for the spring and summer. So this is agave. It is a dando design. And on the front, the large lace pattern starts right at the bottom and makes a little divot in the bottom hem. But on the back, the pattern doesn't start until after some stocking net stitch. So the back is kind of straight across. And so Kate's not here today, but Mariana is. So Mariana, just make sure that you can see that I'm holding this up so that they can see it. And then the lace pattern is on both sleeves. So I knit this out of the Pompano, which is a new yarn for Spring Summer by Plymouth Yarn. I've talked about it before. I've shown you the colors. They come kind of pastel, nothing really sharp or deep, but it makes a great summerish, springish sweater if you're planning something for this coming season. It is a wool blend, but there's linen in it, and you might be able to, you can definitely feel the linen when you feel the garment. I'm going to take this home today, finish blocking it, and then we'll have it here in the store so that you can see it and try it on. It's a fairly simple design in that you're making 4 rectangles and then sewing them together. And it is a boat neck, so you can control how open or closed that boat neck is once it's done. Once you have the front and back done, by pinning the shoulders and trying it on and seeing just how far you want that to go. You do have to do some finishing, although the sleeves are picked up. They're not sewn on, they're picked up and knit down. That means that you can control the length. The body is supposed to be very oversized, so the length of the sleeve is going to be finally determined by how big the actual body is, how far over your shoulder it falls. But you can make it short sleeved, you can make it long sleeved, or anywhere in between. So that's another thing that I got done while I was on vacation. We had a really wonderful time and out there, and a really nice Christmas. And the day after Christmas, the guys went deep sea fishing, and Pam and Ava and I went to the Huntington. And if you have never had a chance to go to that, it's in Pasadena. It's 200 acres of garden that the owner, Mr. Huntington, and his wife of the Pacific Coast Railway planted. They were both collectors, and it's just incredible. 200 acres, and there must be 6 different types of gardens, from a full Japanese garden, and not just a plot. It's an entire area that has buildings and ponds, and it was just really, really incredible. I can't say enough wonderful things about that, but we had a great time visiting that. And then we went for tea, high tea in a tea room, so that was really fun. But one of the other things that I did get done was the sample piece. I started the class that I'm teaching on Friday. This is the Autumn Glow blanket, and we do still have room in that class if you are interested. I loved the way that this picture looked and decided to try it. It is a piece that's done in squares and a bulky weight yarn. And as you can see, the squares are really big. It's knit from the center out. So you actually end up needing 3 different types of needles. You're going to start with double pointed needles, but it increases pretty rapidly. And by the time you get to about here, you can switch to a 16-inch circular needle. And then by the time you get to here, you can switch to a 24 or 32-inch needle. Now you can also do it in magic loop. I'm going to be teaching all of those methods on Friday in the class, and we've got a few people signed up. It's definitely go, but if you are interested, there is still room. It's a fun piece to do. Everything is basically just increases, decreases, and yarn overs. It's all done with markers, so you know exactly how to follow the pattern and whether you are on the right track. It's also both charted and written out so that you can do whatever is most convenient for you. With this particular pattern, I actually found the words quicker or easier to follow than the chart was, because the chart is basically a real repetition of the same kind of symbols over and over again, so they were a little bit difficult to actually translate. Not difficult, just it was easier to keep track of what row I was on with the words rather than with the chart. And that's the main thing about that. Well, I didn't only get 1 done, I got 2 done. And you only need to do 6, so I'm well on my way. And this also is something from my stash, but because this is a bulky weight yarn, it's going to look fabulous in the chunky select from Plymouth Yarn. It took probably just a little bit over 1 skein So with 3 skeins, you'll definitely get 2.5 squares out of that. So it is a good choice, not the only choice, but a good one. And this is the color that is closest to what's shown on the photograph or on the pattern. You can see this class on the website if you are interested. We've got a lot planned for this year. It is going to be an amazing year. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for making 2024 one of our very best years ever. We had some really fun times and some really great things happen this past year in the store, and I'm really looking forward to what 2025 is going to bring. And I just want to give you a little couple of updates on things. January is already chock full of stuff, and I'm going to talk more about everything that's going to be going on in January. But this is one of the last calls for our Escape to the Cape trip. That's happening the first weekend in March. It's the first full weekend, March 7th, 8th, and 9th. We do still have about 5 slots left. You can sign up on the website. And what we will be doing on the Cape is learning how to use the doodle decks. We got a bunch of the newest ones in. And when you sign up, about near the end of January, all of the participants will be getting an email from me, and with their choices in it. You will be able to choose. I'm just going to put them down because I can't hold them all. You will be able to choose from one of 3 different decks. So if you choose this garden doodle deck, this is the deck that you will get with some yarn, and you will learn how to use this to make a cowl. It's going to be a great weekend there on the Cape. The details, like I said, are on the website. You can find out everything you need to know, but the hotel rooms close on the first weekend in February. So you've got a couple of weeks left to decide. You can give me a call this week if you have any questions about it, or if you want to sign up just with me rather than on the website, and we can get you going. We'd love to have you be a part of our March Escape to the Cape. In the rest of this month, in January, at the very end of the month, do I want to start with that? I think I will. Get your calendars out, get your notebook out, because there's a bunch of stuff. At the very end of January, I think it's the last Saturday in January, I think it's the 26th. Rachel, the 25th, sorry, thanks. Rachel, who is the new sales rep for Earth Yarns, will be here in the store. She's going to bring a big trunk show of all of their new designs and maybe some new yarn. We will be going live with her for a little while, but she'll also be here in the store. And I'm sure they will have door prizes for people if you show up. If you want to come and meet her and see all of the items in person, you'll be able to touch them, you'll be able to try them on, you'll be able to see how all of the different yarns that they make and all of the different colors knit up. So that's going to be a really fun day. You will be hearing more about that as well. January is also our traditional clearance sale, and we're starting this week with a kit sale. I've taken, and I forgot to grab any of them, but it's okay. You can see it on the website, and I will be sending an email out tonight with some of them, but we have 3 of the bulky weight slipper kits from what is the name of that company? From Polka Dot Sheep. 3 of those kits are left, and those are on sale. And I marked everything down at least 25%. We have kits from, the other kit from them is the reindeer hat kit. So this is the slipper kit, and it was $85 and now it's $60. And you get enough yarn in here to make 2 pairs of slippers. And then the reindeer hat kit, it's right there on the yellow tag, Adrian. It's now marked down to $34.75. It was $46. And this is available in several different colors. And it's an adult size hat, but if you knit tightly, it might come out as a child size hat. So I would caution you to make sure you check your gauge, go up a needle if you feel like you are knitting tight. It's possible to knit tight just because you're doing 2 colors, but we've got about 6 or 7 of those kits left. And then I marked down the 100% cashmere kits from Trendsetter Yarns for the cashmere cowl, which is a mosaic pattern in 2 colors of the Cardiff 100% cashmere. So as we clean out in the cellar, I know there are a couple of stray kits down there as well, we will be putting those on sale. So it's a good time to visit that. Next week, we will be starting our actual semi-annual clearance sale. We're in the middle now of putting together the yarns that will go on sale and marking them and making sure they're all in one section. So next week we'll start the clearance sale, and then also on the last week of January, last weekend from the 22nd to the 26th, we will be having another wonderful You Can Say You Made It sale, where a lot of our sample sweaters, hats, scarves, shawls that have done their duty and are ready to retire and find new homes, we'll be marking those at really discounted prices. So if you've had your eye on something, there's a couple of green sweaters right above my head that are going to be on sale. This will be the time, just in time for that cold wind of February, to get yourself a new sweater, or tell people that maybe don't knit and have been asking you to knit them a sweater to come and check that out as well. So those 3 things will be happening in January, along with the visit from Yarnster. I got to visit with Trendsetter when I was out in California, as usual, and placed a big order for summer with new cottons, and they have begun to import a brand new yarn company from Turkey called Gazelle. And this yarn is so incredibly luscious. We should have it in by the beginning of February. I talked with Anita just the other day, and she said that their shipment was coming the middle of January. I don't have anything to show you. Maybe next week I will have a skein to show you, but it is a 100% merino wool in 3 different weights. I got the super bulky, the worsted weight, and the sport weight yarn. They are all hand dyed, and the colors are intense and gorgeous, and you just want to dive right in. So I'm really excited to be able to bring in a new company and new yarn just in time for winter knitting as well. So watch for that. The other thing that's happening this year, as you know, is the trip to Italy in May. That has sold out, but if you are interested and really want to know more about it, you can visit the Watermill. It's called the Watermill at Posara.com and find out just exactly what they do. This is located in Posara, Italy, which is in the Tuscany area. You fly into Pisa, and then you spend a week at their villa, and we have knitting classes in the morning, and then they do tours in the afternoon. They are taking a waiting list, and they've already had somebody cancel. We were sold out. I think they had 2 people who had to drop out because of illness, and they were already able to fill those 2 openings. If you're interested, contact Lois at the Watermill and tell her you want to be put on their waiting list. At the same time, they have already invited me to do another trip in September of 2026. It's September 19th through the 26th. And I'll be sending this information out in an email because she sent me a direct link. Even though it's it's more than a year away, like a year and a half away. A year and a half away, they are already registering people. Nora Gahn teaches there, and her week has already sold out for 2026. And now I can't remember, I'm sorry, the name of the other designer who's already sold out for 2026. So if you missed out this time and want to go, I will send the link in an email this week. Sign up now. And I'm sure it will sell out again. It's going to be a fantastic, beautiful week. And I have that from firsthand knowledge from people who have already gone, like Paula and Patty, who will second it, I'm sure. They are the ones that got in. So we'll be having a really wonderful time. So 2026, if you're interested in going, do not wait. Wait for my email, but then don't wait after that. It will take you right to the site. What?
Wait for my email.
Wait. Okay. On January 11th, the Hill Institute is taking registration for their adult education program up at the Hill in Florence, and I teach crochet up there. One of the things that has kind of pushed me over the edge of overwhelm this year is the number of crocheters that we have looking for classes, and we just don't have time, space, or energy to fit even more classes in. So if you are interested in a crochet class, the crochet class at the Hill is $90. It runs for 10 weeks. The sign up is January 11th, but the class doesn't start until the last week of January. And I will be able to take you through all of the stitches of crochet. It's a great way to learn everything there is to know about crochet in a really neat environment. The class is Wednesdays from 5 to 7. I know it's dinner time, but you can bring a snack if you need to. Hang on to that. So think about that if you're interested in crocheting. Like I said, I've been overwhelmed by the number of people asking for crochet class. It's really taking off. And if you have a hard time learning on YouTube, you need to be in person. One of the things that I did yesterday during a long drawn out football game was something that's been around for a long time. Before there were the Heart-a-Craft or Woobles kits, there was Knitted Wild Animals. If you can get your hands on this book, I'm not sure it's out of print, but it was printed first in 2009. A library might have it. You might be able to still find a used copy maybe on Amazon, or maybe it is still available. But this book was my go-to for knitting fun toys for babies and children. I just love all of the animals in this book. And one of my customers knit the monkey and asked me to put it together. And I was reminded this weekend of just how cute and how much fun these little toys are. They're all done in worsted weight, so they come out being a fairly decent size, relatively simple. They are all done on straight needles, and then you sew seams to make the tubes and put them together. Now the putting together can be a bit fussy. This was one piece, this was one piece, but it's so worth it in the end. I love every single animal from this little book. So it's my recommendation for something fun to knit. Knitted Wild Animals. If you can find it, grab one. Otherwise, check the library. I know Forbes Library has a pretty extensive selection of knitted books, and you might be able to find it there. The Academy of Music. I mean, really, how long have we been now so far? Because we got a lot of stuff.
25 minutes.
All right, I think I can fit it in. The Academy of Music here in Northampton, one of the treasures of our town, contacted me just yesterday. They have a plan for 3 Sundays this winter. On January is January 23rd a Sunday? What is it?
6th, 19th, and 12th are
think it's the 19th. January 19th, February, I can't believe I didn't write these dates down. Anyway, you can check because I'm going to list them on the. I was contacted by them. They're going to be showing 3 movies. The January movie is Dirty Dancing. The first February movie is Julie and Julia. And the third movie in February is When Harry Met Sally. They are doing these movies as there's my paper where I wrote the notes, January 26th, February 9th, and February 23rd. Academy of Music, 3 great movies. They're doing it as a craft movie. Bring your craft, knit, crochet, sew, embroider, whatever you do, you get to do it during or before or after the movie. We are going to set up a little pop-up booth on at least one of those days so that and we are trying to put together a kit and a design like a hat or a scarf that's somehow related to one of the movies. I now have to go and watch all 3 again to see if there's anything knitted. I know Dirty Dancing, but I was thinking maybe leg warmers for that. What do you think? Does that sound good?
Cute.
Leg warmers for Dirty Dancing. A kit that you can get at the theater and start there. We're going to make it fun. The tickets to the movie are $5, and if you pre-purchase tickets to all 3 movies, they give you a discount. And all of that information is at the Academy of Music website, so you can go and check it out. I hope some of you decide to join us. I even mentioned to her that maybe if enough of my customers wanted to, we could do a little fashion show either before the movie started or after the movie ended, just showing off some of the things that our people have done. So it's another great thing happening in Northampton, and I hope that you will all think about participating in that. Vogue Knit Live in New York City is the weekend of January 17th through the 19th. I am going to dash down there for a quick little 2-day visit. I'll be there on Saturday. If you're there, maybe we'll run into each other. If you have not experienced Vogue Knit Live in New York City, this might be the one to go to. I think they still have plenty of openings in some of the classes. Many of the classes are sold out, but you don't even need to take a class. Just experiencing the marketplace is a wonder of yarn. If you think there's a lot of yarn here, you need to go there to see it all because we cannot fit it. So it's a great, great, great thing, lots of fun, and something that you can actually do in one day with a train or a drive. You don't even have to spend the night. But of course, it's a lot more fun to spend the whole evening there. The railroad show is sometime, again, I don't have the exact dates for that, but we will be doing another little informal kind of shop hop for them. Last year, I think there were about 6 of us, Taja's Beads, Webb's, Francesca at Valley Fabrics, and Margie's, I think, down in Connecticut. We did a little informal, really relaxed shop hop kind of event for the people that were not locked into looking at model trains all day long. And we did have some people come up. In fact, there was one woman who met a fellow knitter, complete stranger. They met at the hobby show, overheard their husbands talking, found that they both loved to knit, and they did it together and had a wonderful time. So you'll be hearing more about that as Francesca and I kind of figure out what we're going to do this year for the Railroad Hobby Show. I think I did it. I think that is everything. Oh, no, it's not. I just saw Mariana glance at this pile of stuff on the table, and I'm like, of course, how could I forget? Madelinetosh has come out with a brand new yarn called Biggie, And just in time today, we got not only the yarn, but the trunk show. Let me take a little pull over. This is Biggie.
Look at those colors.
Colors. This is Mood Booster. If this isn't a mood booster, you need medication, because this stuff is gorgeous. It is considered a super bulky weight, which means that you're going to be at least on a size 13 needle. That's going to be a good needle for this, and all of the patterns that they did in it, I think, are done on a 13. We have all of these patterns available, and we can print it out for you free when you make the purchase. This obviously is more than one skein, but the mittens, here they are. I actually forgot we were getting the trunk show, and I took the pattern home. I was gonna knit them, and then when the trunk show came today, I was like, oh, thank goodness, I don't have to knit these things. But what a great pair of mittens, one skein. And that's a good deep cuff, and this stuff feels really, really nice. Again, you could get away with knitting this on an 11 for the mitten, just to make it nice and tight and keep it on the smaller side. But the colors are incredible. Look, somebody forgot to cut their end. This hat pattern they did a couple of hats, but they only sent us this one. Isn't that cute? And slippers. Oh my God, I love these. A real boot-like slipper. This is not meant to go inside of anything, even a boot, because it is thick and heavy. This is for walking around the house or sitting in front of the fire. But let me just show you some of the colors. I'm not going to pull them out. Where do they get these names? Nudie suit. Nudie suit. I don't know.
Now that's one I've never heard.
Exactly. There's really great color and a little bit of fleck in this as well. And then this one is, yeah, somebody was in a mood. Twilight Skinny Dip. Maybe because of the pink in there, the pink and purple. And this one, this is what the slipper is done out of. This is tripwire. But look at how it knits up. So we've managed to get this all in the POS system, and I don't think we have pictures yet on the website. I didn't tell you to check that. So we'll be getting the pictures up on the website, so you'll be able to take a good look at all of the colors, because we have a whole box full. And no, I did not forget Kate. This one is Glazed Pecan. These are colors that Madelinetosh has in their normal color wheel, so you're going to see the same names over and over again, but each yarn takes it very differently. Some of them come across as more solid. This is Midnight Pass, this deep, bright, brilliant blue.
The camera's not doing justice.
It doesn't.
How bright that is.
These are, all of these colors are really, really intense. Adrian, do you like this one? This Twilight Skinny Dip. They are just beautiful. Oh, look at this one. Okay, I'm going to stop. Winter's Rest. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The colors are intense. We've got the trunk show for a couple of weeks, a skinny scarf, a wider scarf, slippers, a cowl, inside out with buttons, the hat, and the mittens. Those are the patterns that we have. And like I said, we will print them out for you when you purchase the yarn. Boom. And then one other thing, in visiting with all of these companies, I'm always trying to keep my eye out for the newest, bestest gadget. And the mini minder from Lemonwood has been really well received. And Likey jumped on board. I didn't even open one of these up yet, but This is reminiscent of a banana ripener, but it comes apart and you put your yarn on that middle stick and then it spools out. Now this is not as portable as the mini minder. It's not carry around on your wrist or hang in your car or hang from the table. It's meant to sit on the table and your yarn will spool off as you knit and pull on it, because that little gadget is like a little lazy Susan on the bottom, so it will twirl and twirl and twirl. I'm going to try this with 2 colors because I think that will actually make 2 color knitting go really smoothly without getting lots and lots of tangles. Okay, I think I did everything. We are back to our regular hours. We'll be Wednesday through Saturday from 10 to 5. We'll be sorta half open on Mondays. We have a lot to try to do with inventory and getting ready for the sale and dealing with winter if we ever really have snow again. So it's hit or miss. Your safest bet if you want to see us on Monday is to call and we'll tell you if we're going to be available or not. So lots going on. Check the website. I will keep trying to get emails out so that you are all informed. And as usual, spend some time this week and go knit something. Bye.